get how toxic you all are, and yet you want us to allow you unfettered access to our minor children. You are the bullies. You are those who are filled with hatred and bigotry. There is zero evidence here locally of any of your accusations and assumptions that we, the parents, are bullies. You are the last people who should serve as role models or support to impressionable young minors. There is a black hole in many of you, which is only matched by your cold black hearts.
To the board, thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. To everyone here and listening from home, while I teach in front of a group of 30 plus students 5 times a day, tonight is definitely outside of my comfort zone. Thank you for listening to what I have to say with openness and kindness. For the rest of my message, I will be speaking to the students of Chico Unified. My name is Suzanne King, and I use the pronoun she, her. I've been teaching for 16 years, the past 6 as a science teacher at Marsh Junior High School. I have focused my adult life, my meaning, on teaching middle schoolers because it's a tough time for many students. As if puberty weren't enough, middle school students can be mean. Heck, humans can be mean. But you, students, are surrounded by teachers, admin, campus supervisors, counselors, and other students who have your back. Seek them out, support one another, spread positivity and acceptance, and make your campuses better. To all students listening, no matter your level of academic achievement, your gender, your race, your age, your sexuality, your social status, or any other piece of your identity, my message is this: I care about you. Your teachers care. While we may get caught up in the subject that we teach, know that most of us teach because we enjoy helping students grow and develop into good people. Science is just a vessel through which I teach. I care more about your whole being than just teaching you about photosynthesis. I care about how you feel. I care that you experience success inside and outside of the classroom. I care that you learn to work hard and give your best effort, always. I care that you are proud of who you are. I care that you know that you're not alone. I care that you feel supported. I will not coerce you. I will listen to you. I care that you are free to be the person that you are, without judgment, without outside pressure to be something that you are not. And that is why I will continue to show up for my job, for my students day after day. I care about you. Come and find me if you need an ear to listen, a high five or a hug, or someone to help with your math homework. And if you aren't on Marsh campus, find another teacher that cares about you. We are on every campus in the district, and we will continue to support you because you are awesome exactly the way that you are. Thank you.
Good evening, Eric Nilsson. My wife, Julie, who spoke earlier, and I have 3 children, all who attended CUSD schools. I'm also a retired principal of Inspire School of Arts and Sciences and was an administrator and teacher at CUSD. As an ally and advocate for the LGBTQ community, I urge CUSD board to leave the current policy in place. Current policy, in concert with California law AB 1266, provides protection to LGBTQ students, protection from discrimination, harassment, and bullying. AB 1266 was not written to deprive parents of their rights. It was written to provide a necessary layer of protection when kids don't feel safe. It has been law for a decade now and has worked well in cases where a young person who is transgender and/or gender nonconforming is trying to find their way in an often hostile environment where they feel threatened simply for being themselves. Efforts to deny them this protective layer are based in large part in fear of the unknown. But that fear pales in comparison to the fear of being criticized, dismissed, rejected, and hurt, emotionally and physically, simply because of who you are. I am a straight cisgender white male born and raised in the Midwest. I understand this fear of the unknown. When my daughter, who is transgender, began her transition at the age of 3, I might add, I was scared for her and for myself. What did this mean? What would it look like? How was she going to be treated when she went shopping in a dress? How would that reflect on me? Following my daughter's lead, my wife and I began to educate ourselves to understand our daughter's experience, to be there for what many don't understand is a sometimes indescribable challenge to be your authentic self in the face of a harsh and judgmental world. That education came from compassionate organizations like Stonewall Chico, the UCSF Gender Clinic, Gender Spectrum, and local members of the LGBTQ community. I am deeply grateful to everyone who supported our daughter and our family. The courage and integrity of the LGBTQ community is a beacon for us all, for justice and kindness, truth and love, all antidotes to that fear of the unknown that I experienced. What we need is continued and deliberate education. Stonewall Chico, along with the Chico State Pride Student Organization and the Queer Resource Center at Butte College, are leading the work in our community, building compassion and deepening understanding. This is the direction we need, not divisive litigation. As parents, our most critical job is to provide an environment at home where our children feel that they can be who they are without fear of judgment or reprisal or rejection. Our job is to understand them and support them in their identity. Our job is to confront our own fear and move to empathy and support. In some homes, this doesn't happen. In fact, there is rejection and reprisal and judgment.
Thank you.
And this
That's your time.
Hi, my name's Canyon. I've been living in Chico for coming up on 10 years here. My parents are both educators. My mom is a special education teacher, and my dad was an elementary school principal and then later an assistant superintendent. So there's a lot of nights growing up when I was waiting for my dad to get home from really late board meetings. I relate to what you guys are going through, and I appreciate the work that you're putting in to make the right choice for our kids. I know that we're all here, all of us, because we care a lot about children and we want the best for them going forward. And that's what we're working together to accomplish, and I appreciate it. Thank you. As a trans adult, I am happy to say that being trans is legitimately one of my favorite things about life. I am so privileged to be a part of a community made up of some of the most kind, supportive, perseverant, resourceful, creative, and inspiring human beings that I've ever known. Being trans doesn't make my life difficult or scary. In fact, I think my day-to-day would look really familiar to everyone here. I go to work, I pay my bills, I chat with my neighbors, I love spending time with my friends and my dog. You know I have to mention my dog. I'm just like you, and so are the LGBTQ plus kids whose rights we're discussing today. There is nothing wrong with these young people wanting to explore who they are and who they could be. The thing that makes trans life dangerous is people who are afraid of us because we're different and who dedicate their time and energy to trying to stop us from existing. We're not going to stop existing. You can't stop kids from being trans by putting obstacles in their way. By choosing to not support your children, you can make their lives harder. You can cause them a lot of pain. You can alienate and destroy your own relationships with them and the adults that they will become, but you cannot change who someone is. California state law protects minors' rights to privacy. It is so important to make sure that LGBTQ plus youth have control over their own journey with identity and disclosure. Forcing them to come out before they're ready can put them in incredibly unsafe situations. I think we've seen plenty of evidence that there are adults who have no problem causing harm to kids they don't properly understand. It's our job to make sure that all the children in our community, trans, cis, gay, straight, are safe and supported. Protecting their privacy is a huge part of that. To the LGBTQ people here today, we see you, we love you, we want you here. I am so sorry you have to deal with this struggle, and I'm here to tell you that your community has your back. Stay strong. There is a whole world of beauty and freedom waiting for you on the other side of all of this. Trans rights forever. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.